So today I'm bringing on two guests. We got Traveling Mike is back, and then my good friend Christy. So all of us graduated high school together, but the conversation today was just about our third act because Christy is retired, Mike is planning to retire, and I don't have a retirement date. But we're all the same age and we're all in our third act, but we're living this part of our life separately. Some of it comes into play because Christy and I are both single, whereas Mike has a spouse. But I just wanted to sit down and really have a conversation because lately this is the topic of discussion because most of us are nearing where we won't be working at all. I probably have a few more years in my business, but I want to get to a point where I have it scaled and automated so that I don't have to work on it as much as I do now, because right now it takes up a lot of time because I'm rebuilding. But that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to bring them on and we're going to talk about just this season of our life, how we're living it, if it matched up with what we thought it would be, etc., etc. So join the crew as we talk about the third act.
So I'm in the pre-planning stages of retirement. So there's ideas out there that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do a lot of different things. But now I'm trying to, really, really define exactly what I want to do in the travel bucket, in the family bucket, in all of these different buckets. I'm trying to just kind of granularly just bring it into focus. And that's what I'm doing at this point. The financial thing, I'm trying to bring that into focus. So.
Well, we'll set the stage. So we all graduated together. The two of you are a little older than I am.
Yeah, just a month or so. Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, a little older than I am. But anyway, I think even though we've all graduated together, in the 80s, that we're doing retirement differently. Like Christy is fully retired. In my opinion, she's living a life of service, does a lot of volunteer and things like that. I left corporate in 2019, but I'm not retired. I'm still actively building a business. And then you, Mike,
I'm winding it down.
Target of when you're retiring.
Yeah. The end of this year, winding it down fast.
So, we've talked about it a little bit because you still have a few years before your spouse leaves. Mm-hmm. And we're just all in different seasons, even though we're the same age. Like we're viewing and living retirement, or like I call it the third act, differently.
Definitely. I would agree with that. So for me, as Sherry said, I am fully retired. I've been retired since 2018. And I now kind of do my own thing. And at this time, my thing is really doing more service activity than anything else. I do church, and then I serve at my church in the food bank, and I serve in another ministry at our church and some other volunteer activities as they come along. I volunteer with a literacy organization, the C.T. Vivian Literacy Organization. So I tutor young middle school students. They're seventh grade. I had last year 2 students with helping to bring them up to their reading level. So that's where I am right now. And then I'm doing a little traveling, of course.
I was going to say, your traveling to me is picking up.
It is. As a matter of fact, I just booked another trip last night, but we'll talk about that later. So,
no, that's part of this conversation. So where are you going now?
I am going on a cruise with a friend of mine to Mexico and to the Bahamas.
Wow.
Yeah, in November.
That's all right. Sorry.
2026.
2026, yes. A friend of mine.
That's 2. I thought you weren't really a cruise person. That's 2 cruises in a year.
I know.
It
Well,
will be
no,
2 cruises in a year.
it will be two cruises within not the calendar year, but within
Yeah,
12
12
months.
months then.
Yeah, and I'm not really a cruise person, but my friend asked me to join her. She needed a roommate, and so I it was a good deal, and I said, okay, cool, I'll go.
See, you
Um,
like traveling, Mike, where, I got to plan this shit, save for it.
well, I mean,
I
I
got to
did have
do
to look at
all
my
the
budget.
things. He over here using miles. You like, oh, can you go on a cruise with me? Okay. Which is
Well,
where we're
no.
supposed to be. Like, to me, yeah.
I did pray about it. So, I looked at my budget and I said, okay, I can squeeze this out of here and do a little something. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was like, oh, immediately when she asked, I jumped on it. I definitely did a little praying, looked at my finances, and um, like I said, it was a really good deal. So,
Well, I mean, for me, I think that's what this season is supposed to be about. I mean, it's not necessarily traveling. Everybody doesn't want to travel, I don't think. I mean, the three of us, I think, do, but not everybody does. But to just be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, which is,
I
Right.
agree.
One of the things, like you just said, Sherry, one of the things is you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And one of the things that I am focusing on is focusing on friends. I'm along, and I think I've mentioned this before, along my journey through the corporate thing, through life. You meet a lot of good people, you meet a lot of nice people, and you separate for whatever reasons. And now's the time to kind of rekindle those relationships, and spend time with folks. So you can have pick up the phone, call somebody, and say, "Hey, let's have lunch, let's have dinner, let's do this. There's a show coming to town. Let's do this together." So a lot of that is on my calendar now, is to rekindle or just dive into relationships and catching up with old friends.
yeah, I think you and Christy are better at that than I am. Mine seems to be shrinking.
Well, I keep in touch. I keep in
I mean,
touch
I think
with.
you and Mike are better than that because he said it more than once. But I honestly think the older I get, mine shrinks. It's not
Well,
expanding. It's
that's
never been large, but it's definitely not expanding.
and that's not unusual. Most, especially men for men, that social isolation is big. They just want to keep their world really really tight. So that's why I'm making a special effort, during this period of my life, to just kind of reach out and try to enjoy some of the personalities and the people that I've met along the way.
And I do some of that, but I don't think mine is as intentional as yours is. I have maintained some really good friendships over the course of
Mhm.
time. Not necessarily, talking with the people every day or every week or anything like that, but I do. Um, I have my group of friends, and then as I meet other people, since I've moved down from Michigan to Georgia, in my volunteer work and things like that, I've met people that have now come into my friend circle, and I do things with them as well. So I get that. I do agree with you about men. They go into social isolation. I can't
Isolation.
even pronounce it, isolation, but I do enjoy my time by myself as well. I don't feel like I have to be everything to everybody and do everything. I don't have to be on the go. I do a lot of things. I am um sit down, read a book, watch some TV kind of time for me.
Well, that, like I said, I think that's part of this season because you think about it, you know, this is the year with 64. Most of us have roles. We're an employee or, whatever, W-2 worker. We're parents. Some of us caregivers, like all of these roles we've had. And I think like this time is about like living how you want to live. Now, you and I are different because we're solo aging, whereas Mike is aging with a spouse. So I kind of was thinking about that. I was like, that we talked about it a little bit, Mike. Like it's a little different. You have somebody you're sharing this with, like this season of your life. Not that I'm lonely, because I'm not lonely, but solo aging, I think, is probably different than aging with a spouse or a partner,
Oh yeah, I would say so because that
depending
other
on the
person.
relationship of the spouse and the partner.
Right. But they do a lot of that planning for
Let me
you as
put
well.
that like asterisk there, because I don't know that everybody that's under one roof is still like their lives are that commingled. Some people aren't. They seem to just, you do you, I'll do me.
We do a lot of things together. A lot of
I
things together. A
know.
lot of
Yeah.
things that she plans, and I just say, okay, do it, run with it, and that takes on a life of its own in some instances.
So do you think in the 3 years it'll change a little bit because she won't have the flexibility in her schedule that you do? Not like
Uh,
trips and things, but just like other things.
it all depends on her work schedule. Like now she works heavily at home versus in the office. So if that changes, if there's a shift in it, then it would have a definite effect. But now that's a lot more flexible where we can say, hey, let's go to lunch or what have you, or let's go downtown or let's go to the park, and we can do things or go for a walk. We can do those things relatively freely. I don't have to wait for she gets off the train in order for her to kind of come home and regroup and kind of take it down a couple of notches before we actually go on a walk. So those are the things.
So what do you think, Christy, like as far as solo aging? Did you think you would be solo aging?
That was not the plan originally. But when I got divorced, then that became the plan for me, to solo age, and so it wasn't really what initially what I planned for, but it's working out well for me. Again, I am definitely not lonely. I have more than enough things to fill my life with that I actually enjoy, and I have uh, a band of friends that, if I want to do something with, I can do things with. Some of them retired, some of them not. Um, so it just depends. And so I'm a kind of social person. So since I've moved here, I've connected with just got to be honest. And so
Okay.
I've connected with some. I used to work for the federal government, and so I connected with some people that retired from the agency that I worked for, and we actually get together uh, every other
Sorry.
month.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. We get together every other month or so and have lunch. I mean, as a big group. And even though I didn't work down here in Georgia, they have included me in their retiree group. And so, I've gotten friends from there. So I definitely, solo aging is working out well for me. I'm getting my service in, and then I have a large family as well down here in Georgia, and so I do things with my family members, and so even though I'm solo aging, I'm not doing it by myself. I have a lot of pools that I can pull from.
Yeah, I think I'm finding my way. I've figured out this year it has not been the best year. Um, it was for me to figure out. And I think that's part of the reason my circle is shrinking. 'Cause I don't know. I think I'm probably going to end up doing more by myself for right now. Yeah, for
Well,
right now.
you're in a year of transition. And this is your first year back to Atlanta, so you're in a year in
No, I've
transition.
been here over a year. So
Over a
I'm
year?
in my I'm in my second year. And
Wow.
it's not just, yeah, I mean, I came in June, so I'm entering, my second year. It's like 14 months now, I guess. But it's not just Atlanta, it's just I think the season of life too. Just looking at things. Plus, my birthday's not, excuse me, I might have to get some tea. It's not that far away, which is when I start reflecting. And it's just on a different path. Because if I do decide to extend my trip past 90 days, I'm going to be by myself for an extended period of time.
Maybe
For most
for at
of it,
least for most of it. Yeah,
yeah,
because I
because
told
it's
you if you
intentional.
know.
Like I told Mike, I want that to be by myself. It's kind of, I don't know if it's a reset, but something. So I figured, I was like, well, maybe this season is preparing me for that. Because since I moved into this house, I'm on the phone. Like I talk to Mike a couple times a week, talk to you. Like I talk to people, but I don't actually see people that much.
Mm.
And since 1984 is the first time I've lived alone. And I've been enjoying that too. I haven't lived alone since I left state.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I graduated, I moved out to LA with my sister. Then I came back home. I was at my mother's house. And a couple of years later, I had my daughter. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't think about it until recently. I was like, man, I haven't lived alone since 1984. So, really, not as an adult, because that was college. That's college life. It's not really real life.
Not real life.
No, it's not. Like when we got into the real world, it was a little different than running around the campus.
Yeah.
I mean, you start to come into, I don't think I did because, well, you guys know my story. Just like I was pretty independent before I got to school. So my life at state, I didn't feel like changed a lot because I had a lot of freedom as far as I didn't have curfews and all of that type of stuff in high school. So when I got to state, some people lost their minds because they never had that type of freedom. But I had already had it. So it was just like I went from Detroit to East Lansing. That didn't change for me. And I had been working for a while, like not supporting myself, obviously, because my mother kept a roof over their head and put food on the table. But I provided a lot of my financial stuff as far as supporting myself, that type of stuff. So yeah, I think this season I just you're trying to reconnect. I'm trying to figure out, I think, where I'm going physically too. Like the location when I leave Atlanta, because when I leave Atlanta, I won't be returning again, maybe to visit, but I think this got it out of my system. And maybe I just liked Marietta. I don't know. Because when I lived here before, I liked it. And I haven't felt that this time.
Let me ask you let me ask you both a question in regards to your scheduling. Do you schedule your weeks in advance? Do you schedule it a couple of days in advance, or a month in advance, or how do you go about scheduling?
What, life?
Just as we enter this period, and you got Christy has a lot of things to do with their servicing different programs. How do you go about scheduling? Do you schedule? Do you write everything in? Do you have a big master calendar that you write things in and say, okay, I got to be here, I got to be here, I got to be here, I'm going to be doing this today, or do you kind of wing it?
Well, for me, I schedule my time. Um, but my service time is scheduled because we do it on certain days.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep my calendar in my phone, and I look at it generally, you know, obviously throughout the day, but at the night before, like, okay, is my time going to change? Am I going to have to do this, do that? So I do kind of schedule, but then it just depends. Other than the things that are scheduled for me, like serving at the food bank or uh, doing the school thing, as things come up, as people need me, I, if I'm available, I make myself available for that too. So I kind of have a hybrid um, of things for me.
Okay. Okay.
I just do me. So, because I'm not providing any services, so I didn't realize until recently because I was trying to
I might go back on TikTok and somebody was giving me some suggestions of things to film. And I was like, yeah, my life, I looked at it, I was like, it's pretty uneventful. I get up in the morning because right now, this season is about getting my business back where it was, generating the revenue to support me. So that's the intention, that's the focus, and that's the only thing on the plate right now because nothing else happens without that.
Okay.
That's the
Okay.
first domino. So that has to fall for everything else that I want to do. So my schedule is more of a to-do list. Like this week have been summits again. So yesterday I had a pretty full day. Today I will too, because I got to catch up on some that I missed or that I want to watch again before they go away. So that's pretty much my day. It's organized around my business activities unless I have like a doctor's appointment or I'm going for a walk or something. But like I said, I'm not really interacting with people in person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
and it's okay. Like I thought about it when I built my business when I first left corporate. That's how it was. My time wasn't split. My attention wasn't split. And that's why it took off so fast. But recently, between life and this and that, like it was all over. My attention was all over the place. And it's reflecting in the fact that my business isn't growing, it's stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I decided I was like, I've been given this opportunity to take, like, there's nothing really on my plate to focus on what's important to me.
Okay. That's fair.
Because
That's fair.
Thailand has moved up on my list. I am going to that resort.
What resort you going to?
We're Pat, well, I call
Oh,
people by
okay.
name, but because I haven't called her because she just got back the other day. And I figured, she's probably
Oh,
jet
okay.
lagged and
To
all
to
that.
to
But
the
if
resort where
you're
they have.
watching, you will be getting a call very soon. Because like I said, I sent you the link. I don't know if you went, or I sent you a picture of it. I
You
sent you
sent me
something.
you sent me the link. You sent me the
Okay,
link.
because you asked me, and yeah, I had to do it while I was thinking about it. Because in this season, if I don't, I might forget. If I don't write it down, like now, like I'll be like the other day where I called Mike for something and I got sidetracked at the beginning. And remember, I was like, damn, I don't know why I called you. It'll come back.
And it did.
It did. But I was like, I can't stand doing that, especially when it takes too long to come back. And then I'm like, God, then it just becomes a thing. Like I'm just gonna make myself remember. So like I told Mike, it's like when you walk in the room and you like, why the hell I come in here? Well, I know I came in here for something.
I think that happens to everybody.
It does, but like I said, it
It
just
happens
annoys me when I
more
do it.
in this
Or
season of life, but that's happened to me, before I got to this season in my
it's
life. I was,
happening more
you're doing,
frequently for me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Or I
that's
call myself putting things up. And then I'm like, I knew exactly where it was before I called myself cleaning. And now
right.
where did I put it? Because I can't find some things now. And I'm like, I've seen them since I've been here. So yes, they're here, but I don't know where they are. So, but so Mike, what about you? Do you think this season is where you thought it would be when we're younger?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think it's about right. It's about right. The bigger challenges now is that you don't think about your health as much looking 40 years, 40 years out. And
Or
now
we would
your
have
health.
done things differently. At least I would have.
I would have too.
I wouldn't have eaten so many Cinnabons.
Slim Jims and Cinnabons and Tahitian treats. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tahitian treat. Yeah.
What is that? That's that drink.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
That's
it's
that.
called.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
It's like a fruit punch.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
remember it.
Wow.
I didn't drink it too much, but I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the types of things. And so those are the types of things you don't think about at all until you don't think about it until later, much, much later. And now, you're paying attention to your health, your diet, your exercise, and all of that is just kind of weighs into your program.
I don't think we thought about it until we had to think about it. it was an issue, and now we got to think about it. Like
Well, so for
for me,
me, for me, it wasn't like that because I wasn't, I used to dance. So
Uh-huh.
um, I used to
you
work
used to
out.
dance.
Yeah,
When?
I went to dance school from the time I was 3 until I was 16.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant as an adult. I'm like, you used to dance?
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no. So I used to work out when I was younger, and then I went through a period that I didn't work out as much, but I didn't just totally fall off the bandwagon. And then I got back into it for a while, and then when I got married, you know, lives, and you have kids, and you got activities, and you got this, and you got that. And then so I pretty much stopped working out. But then I started to see, I think it was after my 40th birthday, I looked at a picture of myself and I was wondering, like, who the heck let me blow up like that?
Well, I thought
And
that was the marriage life. You know, I wouldn't because it wasn't just you that blew up. Your spouse picked up weight too. Um, so
yeah, but that's him.
don't they have a name for that? The marriage something? The marriage pounds or something?
I don't know,
I don't know.
but
I've heard people say I can't speak to that. That would be the two of you. So I can't. I blew up at 40, but it was not for mine because you know how small I was. It was obviously not related to a spouse. I just whatever my metabolism changed
just a
after.
metabolism change. But then,
Yeah.
so when I hit 40 and I looked at myself and uh, realized how plump I had become, I started working out at a slow pace. And then I got with a group of ladies at work and we worked out. Fortunately, the building that we worked in, we had a workout facility. So I started working out 5 days a week because I was in the office. And then when we started that working at home thing, um, I would at least get in a little bit of workout from working at home. Now, um, I have incorporated working out into my everyday life. So I'm back to where I was when I was in my teens, because when I was, growing up, because I went to dance school 3 days a week and then I used to practice, I was I was active. I was doing stuff. I had dance in high school. And so, I stayed pretty fit.
Oh,
So
I think
I'm
that was
glad to be
I used to
back
run.
there, you know.
Well, I think Mike is in that season right now.
Yeah.
Because Christy likes to work out. She used to tell me, "Oh, if I don't work out, I don't feel right." And you seem to be going through that right now.
Right.
Me, I don't like to work out. I don't want to work out. I don't check workout on my to-do list. Now I do miss my walks. Now that is I miss my neighborhood from Vegas because I like the trails that I could walk and everything. Like walking over here is not the same because I'm on the streets. It's a different energy. And so even when I walk, it's not nearly the miles that I used to walk. But that's the extent of my workout. Now the other day, like Christy saw her face, I saw the arms. I was like, oh no, the arms and the turkey neck. I'm like, oh, no. So I have gone on YouTube and found some exercises that's going to tighten up the arms and do something about this turkey neck because I was like, nah, girl. But that's going to be the extent of my workout.
But
But I know you
I
seem
think
to
for
be
me,
going through
even
it
though I
too.
do enjoy working out now, it was something that when I first started the program of working out, I didn't like it, but I had to do it because I did not want to I didn't like the person that I saw in the picture. And so that's what caused me to get back into it. And then for me, once I started, my body likes it,
That's what I'm
And so
saying.
when I
Like you
say that I don't feel, yeah, I
You
mean,
tell
my
me you
body
don't feel right if
it's
you don't
not so
work out.
much. I don't feel right physically. My body is like, hey, what we doing? Why we not doing something? But it mentally, I could just veg, but my body is like, the physical body is like, no, girl, what we doing?
Because Mike got a pretty strict routine. What are you working out twice, walking a couple of times? Like you doing all the things, as they say.
Well, look, I'm doing well. First of all, what's helped is that I was going to the Y, and that was cool. But and I'll bring this up, and it was a bunch of older adults,
Older than
and
us.
yes,
Because we're
and
older now.
and they were playing pickleball, and it was just more of a it was a social thing, but it was they were had the little regiment and what have you, and then a a gym opened up down the street from me, and they rehabbed the gym, so they made it real, all of the bells and whistles. So I joined there and the Y. So now I got a group of young people over here, younger bunch of older people over there. So I get a total of variety. Sometimes I go to one. Sometimes I go to both in the same week. Sometimes I go to one week and one the other week. And sometimes I think once I did both of them in the same day. It just gives me a variety and a different set of people that I can be with. Now, what happens is that I spend almost 2 hours a day working out, which is fine because I have that time. I have that time to do that. Be it walking or swimming or sauna or cardio or
You picking up
stretching.
pickleball?
No, not yet. But I do a lot more stretching now. I don't know if Christy gets involved in that, but before you work out, you got to stretch. And I'm doing a lot more stretching. And it takes a lot more time to do that.
Well, the
So
only reason
I
I'm
think
thinking
your
about doing
workout.
some, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sherry.
Oh no, I was gonna say the only reason I'm thinking about doing some training is supposed to help with some of my ailments. That's the
yeah.
only reason I'm considering it. But they haven't had classes for the last 2 months up at my rec center. I'm hoping since school is back this week, they'll get back to their regularly scheduled programming. And I'm gonna try the chair exercises. I am gonna attempt to try those. We'll see how that works because they offer a couple of those classes. Like I said, they stopped because the kids they had to camp or whatever up there, so they haven't done any of those things. But the line dancing is picking up because I can't dance, but the line dances give me an opportunity to participate. And now when you go out, that's pretty much what people are doing. They're not dancing. They're doing because there's so many of them. Like it seems like it's a dance to almost any popular song they come out. Because I learned the flash dance one. That one come on, I go like, yeah, I have to learn that one. That's like one of my favorite songs. And T.I.'s Let 'Em Go or whatever. Oh yeah, I got that one too, because that's got a nice beat. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that one. Steps ain't too complicated. Tamia, every time I look at it, I'm like, I will trip over my feet and embarrass myself. Especially if I had on some heels, that probably wouldn't end well. Like all that crisscrossing.
Well,
I know,
I
like
have
Christy
gotten to
knows
me.
most of them, but I'm challenged
Well,
with that.
now I don't know. I don't know the ones that you just recently talked about. Just because I don't really listen to like I don't see Ti and those moves
Well,
and those
that
kind
that
of things.
song's pretty popular. I saw yesterday, he just got some award or something for it. But it seems to be two different ones. It was one that everybody was doing, but the other day on Facebook, I saw this girl doing one. It wasn't the one that I've taken the time to learn.
Okay. But I will probably get an opportunity to learn some of that because as a part of my service with my sorority, I'm a part of the physical and mental health committee. And so we do a fitness Friday where we every once a month we do some type of physical activity for the community as well as for the people in our chapter to try to get people involved in taking care of themselves physically as well as mentally, because certainly working out is not just about the physical. Actually, there's science that shows that it helps you mentally if you work out.
Well, that's what
And
my
so,
morning walks for my meditation. They calm my brain. they come in.
Right, right. So I probably will get an opportunity to learn some of your line dances because we generally do 1 or 2 sessions that is
The
line
flash
dancing.
dance doesn't seem to be as popular. Like I haven't seen it recently, but that I
Okay.
just flash dance is our era. Like when I saw that one, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn that one because that's my song. So I haven't gone anywhere to do it, but sometimes that's just like my cardio. Like Mike
Okay.
was talking about his cardio, that's my cardio.
Right.
Especially on a day when I haven't gone outside, because some days I get busy and I haven't gone outside.
Well, dancing is actually very good cardio. I think you do have to mix your, have to mix your workouts up. You can't just do all cardio and don't do any stretching and don't do any strength training. I think you do need to mix it up because they say that your body will get used to if you just continue to do the same thing repetitively over the time, you start to lose some of the benefit of that. So for me, I don't do a gym. I can do it now because I have braids. So, but if I don't have braids and I'm wearing my natural hair, we have this what I call the black woman hair issue. And so when I start to sweat, then I mess up my hair and that doesn't work for me. So I don't really do the gym. So I tend to work out at home. I
Mhm.
have DVDs, I have YouTube University, as they say, and all sorts of things that I pull from. I have my own, weights at home, and I'm being told that I need to increase my weight. I need to go up because I've been doing this same pound for a little bit now. So yeah, so I'm not able to go. I don't want to say I'm not able to go to the gym because I wear a variety of hairstyles, some with braids, some natural, whatever. My workouts work out better for me doing it at home or walking outside. And so, yeah, I don't have all the interaction that you have, Mike, when you go to your gym places.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, and then we'll wrap it up here. Is part of yours a social aspect too, Mike?
Yeah, it is because to get you out and you're meeting new people, you may
Are
run
you
into
meeting new people?
yes. Oh, yeah, I'm meeting new. I mean, because I may see a
I can
neighbor.
go to the gym and I still wouldn't meet people. Like I've been
Uh,
to gyms, I don't talk to people. It's like, so
yeah,
I'm saying,
sometimes
so
I see
you
a
are
neighbor.
actually meeting new people.
Yeah, sometimes I see a neighbor. Sometimes I see somebody that I've met through an association from years ago. Somebody I met through another friend. I'll see them there and recognize them, or they'll recognize me, and we'll start chatting up for a minute, and then we'll go about our business.
They're really meeting new people.
It's interaction.
It's interaction, but I'm saying like sometimes, people like Christy probably she's very social. She could meet those people and then next thing you know, they're doing lunch. So are you meeting new people that you're going to associate with them outside of the gym, or it's just while you're at the gym, it's small talk?
It's just small talk. It's just small talk.
And see, that's
You
probably
know,
why it doesn't work for me because I don't do small
you
talk.
don't do small talk. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like small talk. I'm not going to say I don't ever
Right.
participate, but
It's a lot of small talk. And you'll see somebody on a machine or something or doing a stretching exercise, and it's like, okay, that's interesting. I mean, what does that work? What does that do? And I'll try it.
yeah.
Something like balancing. I'll try it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this works. And that's one of the things that I'm getting more into is balancing because I don't want to fall. That's not a good look on me.
And you don't want to fall.
Right.
And at this age, we don't need to fall. We're not going to heal the same.
Exactly.
That's
Well,
true.
you're swimming, and I really will wrap it up after this. So, because when I started swimming, I did like it. I slept better. I did
Oh
notice like
yeah.
my sleeping was better when I was swimming. And I thought about getting back into it, but they don't have a pool at my rec center. And so I was looking at going over to possibly MLK. It's one at Martin Luther King's Rec Center or whatever it's called in Midtown. They have a nice sized pool. But I don't do walking in circles or inside well. Like part of mine is, I told you I'm probably adult ADHD. Like if I walk the same route, I get bored with it. So that
Okay.
walking around a track in a circle, I have so much resistance that I'm not going to want to walk. And so I know they
Okay.
have indoor track over there too, which I'm not, but they have a pool. So I thought about going over there because I did sleep a lot better when I was swimming.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing that I do is sauna. And I do that in
Oh,
conjunction
this
with the
the
swimming.
upscale. This the upscale.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I
Traveling
mean,
Mike is
I
in the
can pull up
sauna.
a bar.
Okay, go ahead. You in the sauna and what else?
And so I usually do them both the same because either way I got to get back in the shower. So I might as well just do one and then do the other and then get in the shower. So as opposed to doing one, get in the shower, or do the other, get in the shower, I do both of them at the same time and then get in the shower and change and what have you. So it kind of expedites my timeline within the gym itself. So it helps.
So with all of this, are you seeing improvements in your health, or
Oh
like
yeah,
your
I
sleep
see
patterns, or
improvements.
whatever?
I see improvements in my numbers, my cholesterol, my blood pressure. Doctor was like, man, your blood pressure is like spot on. So yes, it does help. The other part of it, there's two other anchors to that working out is eating the right food, and the other is sleep. And working on my sleep hygiene or sleep architecture is something that I'm working on now. It's making sure I get to sleep. I don't eat, I make sure I know what I'm eating right before bed. If I'm going to eat something before bed, usually it's a piece of fruit or something like that.
The conversation took an unexpected detour. So there's a part two. So, three friends having a conversation, and I was joking, we sound old or older. Well, I guess we sound like the season that we're in. And like I said, even though we're the same age, we're all we're all unique individuals. And our life is not even close to being the same. Because Mike is really on this health journey. Christy dedicates a lot of her time to service. And I am just trying to get my act together so I can go out here and live my best life, which includes traveling. But I hope you enjoyed our conversation and continue to travel on this journey with me as her story continues to unfold. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.